Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be diving into one of the most fascinating aspects of physical geography, the general circulation of Earth's atmosphere. Now, by the end of this video, you'll understand how our planet's major wind systems work together to create global weather patterns. Right. Okay, so imagine Earth's atmosphere as an intricate dance of air movements, all choreographed by two main factors, our planet's rotation and its varied surface features. This dance creates distinct patterns that we observe and predict. So let's start with the most complete circulation pattern, the Hadley cells. Picture two giant vertical conveyor belts of air, one in each hemisphere. At the equator, warm air rises up to about 50,000 feet. That's roughly twice the height of Mount Everest. This air then moves toward the poles, cools down, and sinks at around 30 degrees latitude. That 30 degrees latitude is significant, so remember that. So this creates what we call a complete vertical cell. Now, let's break down the 7 major surface components that make up our atmospheric circulation. Think of these as the main characters in our atmospheric story. So first we have the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ. This is where the trade winds from both hemispheres meet near the equator. Sailors have historically called this region the doldrums because of its calm winds. Speaking of winds and trade winds, these are our second component. They're incredibly reliable winds that blow from the northeast in the northern hemisphere and from the southeast in the southern hemisphere. These winds got their name because sailing merchants relied on them for centuries to cross the oceans. Third, we have the subtropical highs. These are massive, high pressure cells centered around 30 degrees latitude. These create areas called horse latitudes, known for their calm, clear conditions. Now, 30 degrees latitude, bringing back the 30 degrees latitude. And this is latitude north and south of the equator. So the fun fact is that these regions coincide with all of Earth's major deserts. So remember that. The 30 degrees latitude north and south have all of Earth's major deserts. Okay, so moving poleward, we encounter our fourth component, the westerlies. These winds dominate the mid-latitudes between 30 degrees and 60 degrees. They bring us much of our weather variability. They're accompanied by jet stream highs in the atmosphere, which create those familiar wavy patterns you see on weather maps. Our fifth component is the polar front, where cold polar air meets warm mid-latitude air. This creates a zone of low pressure and is a major source of storms in the mid-latitudes. Finally, we have the polar easterlies and polar highs, our sixth and seventh components. These work together to influence weather patterns near the poles, though they're quite different in the Arctic versus Antarctic. Now, it's important to note that this system isn't static. These patterns shift north and south with seasons, dramatically affecting weather in the mid-latitudes. The most extreme example of seasonal changes is the monsoon system, which causes complete and reversal winds in places like South Asia. So understanding these circulation patterns help us predict weather systems, understand climate zones, and even plan for climate change impacts. So before you go, take a moment to draw out these circulation patterns in your notes. It really helps to visualize how they all work together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.